What's good, trappers? It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. Y'all know my goal, helping the culture build wealth one share at a time. Today, we're going to talk about the big boy in the streaming world, Netflix. Yeah, they've been hit real hard. We're going to tap into it. Let's go in the trap house, you heard? So as of yesterday, Netflix reported earnings, right? They had some real good earnings per share. They beat earnings per share by 4 cents. It was an expected 56 cents a share, but they wound up hitting it for 60 cents a share, which is real good because as investors, that's what we want to see. We want to see companies that are beating expected earnings. What are earnings? Earnings is the money that a business gets per share after they pay everything, right? So their earnings per share was 60 cents a share, and they have about 400 million shares, something like that. So you could do the numbers on that on your own time. You know what I'm saying? But what hit them real hard was subscriber usage. So you got to look at companies like Netflix. They're going to be judged differently than other companies, right? So they're going to be judged by subscriber usage, which is more subscribers, and revenues and earnings, right? So we're going to look at that, right? Well, when they reported earnings yesterday, they were expected to have 5 million new subscribers. They only added 2.7 million, which means they missed by 2.3 million subscribers. That's major. Now, part of that is because they had a massive first quarter. The first quarter numbers they did, they killed the world. They caught us all off guard. They blew it out the park. So that means they had them numbers set kind of high. And in the first quarter, we're going to talk about some of the things that didn't happen and some of the things that did happen, which caused this. Right now, remember, they was expected to have 5 million new subscribers. They only reported 2.7 million new subscribers. That's low on guidance, yo, compared to what they supposed to have. Also, they lost 126 old subscribers. That is not good at all. That is not good at all. Now, more importantly though, their international paid subscriptions, they added 2.83 million. They were supposed to add 4.81 million. That is not good. You feel what I'm saying? See, these are the type of things that we don't need to be happening, right? But we're not gonna panic. We're not gonna panic, but we definitely gotta pay attention to what's going on here, right? Now, they did lose shows like Friends, right, which is massive, and new competitors entered the market. Disney, right? Disney entered the streaming service. Apple announced they'll be into the streaming service. YouTube is into the streaming service, right? Also, NBC said they'll be entering the streaming service coming to the year 2020. Now that's major. And later on, I'm gonna get into something. You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. Facebook. Listen to this. Facebook tested 2 things that we didn't pay attention to. Table Talk. Right? Table Talk, and they tried another show that they used, and they see that there were huge successes. So be on the lookout for Facebook also entering the streaming service. These are major components to what we talking about here today, investors. Now, another thing that we can add on that is pretty good, right? Netflix still has 3 million DVD subscribers. Now I know most of y'all didn't even know that. See, that's because y'all don't be doing your homework, right? That's all right. I got y'all covered. You feel me? Now, Netflix has 3 million DVD subscribers, right? And they have another 125 million streaming subscribers. So now that, that works pretty good for us. That works pretty good for us if you're into Netflix, right? The upside to the DVD subscription is this. They added this DVD subscription for people who, in certain areas where we got poor Wi-Fi. I'm from New Orleans, right? You can have good Wi-Fi on this side of the street. You go across the street, you ain't got no Wi-Fi. You feel me? So the people who have poor Wi-Fi, they may be more committed to the streaming service. You feel what I'm saying? So that works hand in hand. Now, The downside to that is this. What about some of the 5G networks that's coming out where we're going to have streaming subscriptions all over? What that's going to do for us? You feel what I'm saying? So when we think about that, we got to understand that. We got to put that into the picture, right? So what happens when the people add the 5G, because you know that's coming, will those 5G new clients, we'll say, will they still hold on to the DVD services, right? Will they still hold on to that? We got to ask ourselves. Now listen to me. I'm going to drink my water, yo, because this talking, I get a little thirsty, yeah? Y'all know how I get down, man. Y'all know what it is. Ain't nothing fake over here, yeah? Ain't nothing fake, ain't nothing scripted over here. You know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, that can really affect, you know, the DVD world that Netflix does have. You feel what I'm saying? Now we know this. See, I'm going to give y'all a lot of numbers that I want y'all to pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? You can do your own homework and check my facts, man. Fact check me, you hear me? You already know how I get down. Fact check me, you dig? Check this out. Now, with the streaming service, Netflix has about 5,600 different shows for you to stream. Now, that's a good catalog. Now, we do know this. They are adding shows coming back like Stranger Things, right? Orange is the New Black, because Netflix is really tapping into the original content. That is what they want, right? But when you look at shows like, when you look at people like Disney, right? Their content will be looked at over and over and over for years to come. Who doesn't love Mickey Mouse? I just brought my daughter to Disney World. Yo, I cried tears of joy. She loves Mickey Mouse. She loves Goofy. She loves Captain Hook, right? Like before us, like people was watching Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast. These shows don't get old. They are great at repurposing content, right? So we know that the Disney content is going to be there. Now, Netflix is not so much battle test. I mean, I can only watch, what the dude name is, man. God damn it. Black guy, man. I can't think his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I can only watch so many Netflix shows, you know, so many times. And then, you know, whatever. So I give Disney the upper hand on that. But look what Netflix has done. In their CD subscription service, they have over 100 pieces of content in that catalog. 100,000 pieces of content in that catalog. And that ranges from old content to new content. So you can always repurchase those old movies that you like to get. They have over 100,000. So that kind of works into their favor. But what I do want to put to you on right quick, since we're speaking about 5G, I'm going to give y'all an ETF y'all can look at right now for 5G. SRVR, right? As of this recording, the stock price for SRVR is $29.85. They have $44 million in assets, and they have a year-to-date return of 28.79%. That is really good. Just in case you want to tap into the 5G network, you don't really know which one you get into, that's a great ETF for you, SRVR. So it's something really good for you to look at, something for you to really think about checking out, because really 5G is the wave. I don't care what you're talking about, I don't care how you're looking at it, that's the wave. And in order to be a great investor, you're going to be able to have to look ahead of the curve. You got to be able to look ahead of the curve. I mean, I'm just here to put y'all on. You feel me? That's just what I do. That's what trappers do, man. We put y'all on game. Alright, now, while the streaming plans average between $8 and $14, right, the DVD average between $5 and $12 a plan. So ask yourself again, the average person, now we know that people like misuse money. We'll get subscriptions that don't even worry about it because we look at, it's $12, it's $10. But listen, once the 5G come about, ask yourself, will those people who are now able to get Wi-Fi, will they cancel, right? Will they cancel the DVD subscription? I don't know. You tell me. Me personally, they may keep both. Me personally, I don't really watch a lot of TV. I'm a YouTuber, right? So think about Google streaming. So, I mean, you can do that for yourself. Now, on the other hand, I'm going to give you all a couple of, just in case you're kind of scared of the Netflix, scared of the Google, scared of the, Disney, I'm going to give you 2 ETFs that you can check out Do your own homework, but I'm gonna give you some download on it and I'm gonna tap y'all into it. So one of them is the XLC Communication Services ETF. XLC. Right now, at this recording, the stock price is $50.65. They have $5 billion under assets, and they're giving investors a 24.50% return on their money. That is pretty good year to date, right? Now look at the major holdings in this ETF. They have 14% Facebook. Remember what I told you earlier, right? Think ahead of the time. Why would Facebook be the #1 holder, their #1 position in this ETF? Why? Because they're thinking above the curve. Listen to me. Don't sleep on Facebook, family. You feel me? Don't sleep on the stranglehold that they have in the game. Remember, they gave us Table Talk, Red Table Talk. Jada Pinkett got an award for Red Table Talk. That's letting them know that their streaming services can be successful. With 2.8 billion users on Facebook, family, what do you think they'll do for streaming services once they get into that game? It's just something for y'all to think about. We thinking ahead of the curve. That's what we do over here on From the Trap to Wall Street. You dig? We put y'all ahead of the curve. I'm the Wall Street Trapper, and that's my goal, to put y'all ahead of the curve, for real, for real. All right? Now, the next biggest holding is in Google A and Google C, right? We know that. Parent company Alphabet, they have 11.8% in Google A, 11.3% in Google C. That's massive. Why? YouTube, duh. You feel what I'm saying? So YouTube gonna be heavy. You know YouTube streaming, that's a major player in the game. 4th position, Netflix at 4%, Comcast 4%, Disney 4%. This is pretty good, right? So you see this ETF, you see where they're at with the major players in the streaming service, right? They have expense ratio of 0.13, which is good. I like my, as long as my expense ratios are under 1%, I'm pretty good with that, a little better. In case some of y'all don't know what expense ratio is, when you're looking at ETFs or you're looking at REITs, expense ratio is how much of the fees and stuff you're paying that to management to manage the fee, to manage the fund. Listen, ain't nothing free in the world. Everybody got to get their bread. It is what it is. You know, work out what's best for you. The next one I want y'all to look at is the iShares Evolved Media. Ticker symbol IEME. Check this out. The stock price right now is $28.34. They have 6.9 million in assets. Right? Year-to-date return, 24.28%. That's not bad. Listen to me. You're only getting 0.08% from your bank account on your savings. Right? So we tapping in right here. Right? Their biggest holding is Disney at 7%. Right? Disney at 7%. Comcast at 6.3%. Netflix at 4.8%. And Viacom at 4.15%. Now think about what Viacom owns, right? They own BT, VH1, Nickelodeon. Y'all know what comes, Nickelodeon, right? And the expense ratio is 0.18, again, under 1%, right? So I just want y'all to think about those things for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Think about those ETFs. Think about the businesses inside those ETFs. And then we're going to think about Netflix. You got to ask yourself this question, right? With new people coming into the game, will they continue to be the workhorse? Will they continue to be the market leader? Now, the thing about them having so much of a head start, right, on people is they understand what it's got to take. But you got to ask yourself, people like Apple at $190 billion in free cash that they can use to spend, because you're going to have to put out a lot of content. Think about Disney. Disney has a bunch of content that they can repurpose. They do this right now. You feel what I'm saying? Think about that. Comcast, right? They're getting into it, right? Think about it. Viacom, right? AT&T, which owns DirecTV, HBO, they're going to get into it. Listen, the streaming industry is going to be huge. So we got to ask ourselves, do we want to bet heavy on Netflix, continue to be in a market leader, or will we dumb it down a little bit, hop into a couple ETFs that give us exposure until we see what's going on, and then we can move forward? You feel me? So do me a favor, man. Subscribe to my channel, man. Like it, comment, follow me on Instagram, Wall_Street_Trapper. Y'all know what it is.